Namaste. Welcome. Welcome to my heart. Welcome to our Sunday sangha. May our time together today be blessed. We are here at a moment when the beautiful energy of the planet Mars, the red planet Mars, is conjunct and conjoined with the planet Venus. The energy that we need in the body, the energy to bring forth that which we need, is come together with the energy of beauty and love. What a blessed time for us to be together. And so let us begin with a story. Make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes if you wish. Keep them open if you wish. Once upon a time, in ancient Japan, there was an order called samurai. And the samurai lived by the order of self-discipline. They lived by the order of asceticism. Everything was the middle way. Not too much high, not too low. But a discipline of the body, a discipline of the mind, a discipline of the self. And within this order, there was the highest of all of the samurai. And he had a beautiful zendo and students who had studied with him for a very long time. One in particular. One night, the master samurai had gone into the zendo, into his tatami room, and lay down in his meditation posture. It was the deep of the night. The moon was new. There was no light in the sky to be seen. And into the zendo, in between the cracks, crept the shadow. The shadow crept in to the zendo, quietly walking in each step, one placed after the other. No noise. Now the attendants in the zendo were used to tranquility and peace. They were used to balance and harmony. They knew that there was evil in the world, but here was a safe place. So they thought. The shadow crept closer and closer and closer to the center and slid open the door to the master's room. And as the master was in deep meditation, the shadow crept in and cut to the heart of the master. Took his deep knife and cut to the heart of the master. And as silently and quickly as he had crept in, the shadow left the zendo. In the morning, the chief student comes to waken the master. Usually a task not needed, for the master was awake ahead of all others, and found his master sitting in meditation with a long knife sticking out through his heart. Oh, the chakos, the chaos, the upset that came to the zendo. The senior student came and said, enough, enough, enough. We must give our master the honors, and then we will take care. I vow to take care of this invader. The shadow that has crept in to destroy the peace and the tranquility of our time together. And so they offered all of the rituals and all of the rites for the master, as was proper. And the senior student became the head. And he assigned people to teach those who were there. And after the 49 days, he said, I must go. I gave a vow to find the shadow that came and cut to the heart of our master. I will cut that shadow down. According to our tradition, according to our way of properly doing this. And off he goes, traveling from one end of the country to the other, asking very gently in this corner and in that corner, have you seen the shadow? Have you seen the shadow? I have felt it. I have felt the shadow. Yes, I saw the shadow yesterday. And so he goes along his journey, chanting, meditating, just seeking the shadow that penetrated the heart of his teacher and caused his teacher to leave the earth. After many, 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 many moons and many, 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 many long steps along the way, long nights walking without the moonlight, long nights walking in the moonlight, sleep fasting, food fasting, he reaches the place that he has heard the shadow will be. And sure enough, there's a large building, if you will, lots of noise, lots of laughter, lots of body sounds, very unusual. He says, I see. I think the shadow is in there. I'll wait for him. And so somebody is walking in and the samurai says, do me a favor. Would you see if the shadow's in there? If the shadow's in there, come and let me know. Okay. The young man comes out again and says, yes, the shadow's in there. The shadow's there. I will wait. Thank you. Gives him a coin. The young one goes back in. In time, shadow comes out. And he sees a samurai and he says, you found me, did you? You found me. I could feel you on my trail. You found me. Yes, found you. Tomorrow, it's the end. I will meet you at high noon. Shadow says, high noon's a little early for me. Why don't we make it a little later in the day? Samurai says, whatever. I will meet you tomorrow, and that will be the end of you. Is that so? Said the shadow. Off he goes. Next day comes, and they meet in the town square. And all the local samurai are there, all the local monks are there, all the local people are there. They've heard. The samurai has come to avenge his master. They gather in the center. As the samurai sees the shadow, he looks at the shadow. And he takes his sword and draws it out and says, by the time sundown is gone, you will be no more. He drew the sword. Shadow smiled his impish smile. Really takes his water. He spits at the samurai. He spits at him. Takes the water and spits at him. Whoa. The samurai has bowed to the shadow, and the shadow spits back. Ah! Everyone gasps. Everyone gasps. Everyone gasps. The samurai says, "Oh, shadow, how wise thou art. For you will live to see another day. And by sundown, this body will have left the earth." Yeah. You may not know this. You may not remember from your time there. But the samurai can never, ever, ever kill in anger. And a little girl says to the samurai, excuse me, sir. Would you tell me? I don't understand. What is happening here? What's happening? And the samurai says, oh, beautiful one, thank you for asking. For I came to kill the shadow that struck at the heart of my teacher, that snuck up upon my teacher and struck his heart. And he left the earth. But in all of my hunting, I was only doing that which was proper. I was seeking that which was proper, to destroy that which had taken from me, from the earth, my teacher. That shadow, he's smart. Aren't you, shadow? He spat upon me. Do you know what that means? Oh, yes, I do, she said. My grandmother said you should never, ever, ever, ever spit at someone or on the ground or anything. It is the worst thing you could do. It is the highest insult, sir. Did you not know it is the highest insult? She says. Why have you not cut his head off now? You've got the sword. He's just the shadow. Ah, my dear, this is why. I have taken a vow that I would never kill in anger, that I would never harm another in anger. Now, no matter how many years go by, no matter how much discipline is done, I can never take this sword out to destroy this shadow. For if I do, I will never know if there is not even the most infinitesimal bit of anger left within my soul. Well, okay, sir. Why is the sword still out? Why is the sword still out? Ah, because I made a vow. I would never draw my sword in anger. And once the sword is drawn, it must be used. And thus, I will turn it and use it upon myself. And what is the story? What does the story tell us? The shadow lives within all of us. The shadow that struck at the heart of the teacher. The shadow that lashes out. The shadow that sneaks into the beautiful, beautiful place that you are living. The peace, the tranquility within you, that shadow that sneaks in. And striking at the heart of the peace, the happiness, the tranquility, kills the peace, the happiness, the tranquility. Sneaks in the middle of the night. And instead of penetrating the chest and all the cells of the being, sticks out so that it is present in the world. Ah, I see. You see, I have struck at the heart of the happiness. The shadow is struck at the heart of the happiness. What must be done? Something must be done. Something must be done. And so the story says, the story tells us, by the time the sun goes down, some action must be taken. By the time the sun goes down, the sword must be used. But what is the sword? The sword is the sword of your discernment, the sword of your tapas, the sword of your spiritual energy, the sword of your effort, the sword of your everyday life, the sword of your self-discipline. We cannot pull this in anger, but must always turn to oneself, to ourselves, and say, oh, okay, I see. She spat at me. And you could say, well, what do you mean she spat at you? She didn't really spit at you. Oh, I guess not. She sent a note with lots of mean, cruel adjectives being used. Why did that come? What is the shadow that has to be corrected within me so that those cruel words do not bother? I walked into the room and there was arguing and fighting going on. Why did that happen? In my presence. What do I need to do internally so that I know the right word to say externally? I was told this week by a wise soul, sometimes the word is peace, and it will stop the arguing and fighting. But as we begin to relate to others, as we walk through our life and relate to others, we feel this sense of, I am seeking communion with the others. I am seeking acceptance by the others. I am seeking love from the others. And the shadow will rise in the mind and say, yeah, I think not. I think you're not worthy. They don't really care for you. And its words go on and on and on and on and on. Now, the shadow is very important. Mystically, we say there are always, everything is thrice compounded. There is this, your physical body. And with this physical body is all of the memory in your blood, your red blood cells. The memory of your ancestors lives within this, and this, and this. There is then also the self-existent essence that is within this, the spirit linked to the soul, to the memory track. That's the third level. But there is within this memory track, the soul and the link to this body, there is your, and what Carl Jung called the shadow, and what my guru also used the word as the shadow. It is how you perceive life. In a sense, it's your ascendant, or the combination of your ascendant, sun and moon, if you're an astrologer. It's the filter through which you look at life. And so the mysticism says that, I look at you and there really is no you. I look out and I might see Linda when I look out. I might see Durgananda when I look out. I might see Satchivakananda or Satchananda. But really, I'm not seeing them. I am seeing them through my filter, through my shadow. In the same way, you look this way and you see whoever it is you see. You see Jyoti, you see Swami Pranananda, you see Pranananda. Some of you see Guru, some of you see friend. Some of you see, oh, hey, it's her again. All of you perceive everything differently. We all perceive with different filters. You have the filter of the sign of the zodiac that you were born in. You have the filter of the sign of the zodiac that you're ascendant. But you also have all of the memories within you. And so this shadow creeps in to the heart of your contentment. The shadow can creep in to the heart of your joy. The shadow can creep in to the heart of your self-awareness and whisper to you and shut down that joy and shut down that creativity and shut down that beauty. And it does this by beginning to say, well, it's her fault. Well, it's his fault. Well, she did that to me. Well, they did this. They did that. And in Kriya Yoga, in any mystical path, we say, no, neti, 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 neti. No, this is not the way. The way is to say, I see. Well, I wonder why that happened. Reflect, tarka, go deeper, tarka, reflect, go tarka. And this requires the ability to meditate. It also requires the ability to cultivate what is truly one of the highest of all of the skills. And this is to take a portion of your everyday awareness and lift it. And it said lift it about 18 inches above this, your head, right? But what you're doing is you're lifting that to a place that is outside of your chakra system. And as you lift that consciousness, You are lifting from the everyday mind, from the everyday consciousness to your higher mind, to your higher self. And you are observing, you are watching. You are expressing and feeling only an interest in what you are doing. You are not interfering. From up here, there's no interference. From up here, there's no criticism. From up here, there's nothing but, oh, that's really interesting. That's really interesting. Wonder how that happened. Wonder what that means. I wonder what I need to change. What do I need to change? What do I need to think differently? What do I need to do differently? My Guruji used to say that it's a rule of thumb that if there's a problem in your life, he still says, excuse me, he didn't used to say, he still says very strongly and loudly, if there's a problem in your life, the rule of thumb is always to say, what do I need to do to change this? What caused this? What am I thinking? What am I speaking? What am I surrounding myself with? What am I feeding? That this needs, that this has appeared in my life. You know, if you have somebody writing to you or calling you or talking to you, and there's a lot of melodrama, a lot of anger, a lot of upset, you have to say, I wonder, did I need that? Did I ask for that? And as you become more and more peaceful, as you turn inward and you observe the nature of your mind and say, I guess I was bored. I guess I really wanted a little excitement. You've heard the story. I'll tell you because maybe you haven't, but Shelley G, my Param guru, the Kriya Ji's guru. Shelley G, for many years, he was a scientist, but for many years he worked in a TV repair shop. And so he walked in one day, and the fellow in the shop repairing the TVs, and they used to have these bulbs, long glass bulbs. They would have to go in the back of the TV. And the fella didn't know Shelley was there, and he kind of looks around, picks up the screwdriver, sticks it right in one of the empty holes, and kaboom, kaboom, the bulbs blew and a little smoke starts coming out, the guy stands back, and all of a sudden he sees Shelley out of his eye. And Shelley kind of smiles, and the fellow says, well, at least it was exciting, wasn't it? It was exciting. Now, I love that. How many times do you stick the screwdriver or the knife right in that button? It's going to cause some excitement to flow into your life. And this is become more peace-filled. Let your enthusiasm, let your desire for excitement in your life refocus. Learn more, explore more internally, explore the inner worlds, explore what you are capable of becoming aware of within this mind-body complex. What happens if you cut your sleep out a couple hours a day? What happens if you sleep an hour longer? What happens if you give up this food for 3 days? What happens if you eat cherries consciously with the intent to increase your dreams? Learn about this that you are encased in. But more than learning about this that you are encased in, learn with enthusiasm about the consciousness that thou art. Draw yourself to the consciousness, the shore of love, the shore of expansion, the shore of goodness, the shore of peace, the shore of joy. But to do this, one cannot be passive. That's not correct. That's not correct. One cannot be dull. One cannot be dull. One may consciously become passive. One cannot be dull. To be dull means that you have no enthusiasm. And you need to have enthusiasm. You need to bring into your life that which brings you enthusiasm. I read the most remarkable article the other day. Just wonderful. It brought such joy and enthusiasm to me. You know, in America, tomorrow there will be the holiday called Valentine's Day, a Hallmark holiday that was created less than 100 years ago to sell cards, to get people to spend money, to express their love for each other. Well, you know, a librarian asks some children to write notes as if to books. Were they going to write love notes, or were they going to write what we would say in English as Dear John notes, breaking up notes? And it was joy-filled to read what the young people wrote, 8th graders particularly, you know. I'm giving up on you. I read you for 25 pages and you just didn't keep your end of the bargain. Now, you know, what enthusiasm, what wonder to be able to say, oh, okay, I could do that. I could become enthusiastic or not enthusiastic, you know. Another child wrote, oh, you kept me interested every page of the 330 that you are. Find something in life that's going to make you enthusiastic. Some things that you can love. Meditate. Find that which brings you love. And I don't mean just romantic love. This is a big error in many thinking, that the only love is romantic love. No. You need to move to your heart center, to open to the acceptance of life. And the first person, the first place that you begin to accept is this, not that which you see in the mirror. That which you see in the mirror, so that the first thing, you may not like what you see in the mirror. A lot of mornings I wake up and I don't like what I see in the mirror. And I say, okay, well, I'm going to smile at you anyway. And I'm going to be grateful that today this body is carrying this consciousness and I'm in this incarnation. And so you need to do something. Take a Kriya, take an action, do something to draw yourself to the state of consciousness, of love. But that first begins with this higher consciousness to see, and my beloved, to accept. Simple. You know. Oh, I really goofed that one. Yeah. Now, what do I do? How do I heal that shadow? How do I recognize that the problem is not with her, but the problem's with me? Problem's not with him, the problem's with me. And when I balance that energy force within myself, all will be well. It is not that statement is a fact. It's not considered to be a statement that is symbolic in nature, although it is symbolic. it is true that when we balance that which is out of balance within us, that all will come into balance in time. It's a matter of time, kala, what is in time. But this is the power of taking the right action at the right time, of turning inward to meditate at the right action at the right time, and of knowing, as the samurai so beautifully knew, I have a lot of work to do. I cannot do that which I thought I was due, because I will not be able to do it without some degree of emotionality arising. And it should not be done when the mind is emotional. A nice journey to walk that we have. An effort-filled journey, a journey that takes effort, and you have to bring along your path certain things with you. Bring your friends. Find those friends that you wish to take with you along the path. What are the sacred writings that you would like to bring with you? What are the skills that you wish to bring that are going to help you now, today, at this moment, and every moment going forward? Gather them, cultivate them, strengthen them. You learn by repetition. We learn by repetition. You want to meditate? Well, meditate and meditate and meditate and meditate. And as the skill grows, keep that meditation close to you until it becomes your friend at all times. Love it, appreciate it, be grateful for it. And those who are external to you, you think, you will come in time to see that, they are my shadows. They are here because this is how I need to see them at this time. This is the lesson I need to learn at this time. For this garden of God is a place of learning for us. This garden of God is a place that you will grow in ever greater wisdom and grow to ever greater happiness and joy. And so we are going to go to meditate together. But hold the story close to you. The story that in the middle of the peace and equanimity, a shadow snuck in. A shadow snuck in to the heart, the center of the wisest of the souls there. And in the morning, all of those who came out saw a symbol that the shadow had left. It saw this sharp cutting knife sticking out in the heart, out of the heart. And from that, chaos reigned, chaos came, chaos rode the waves of that sacred place. Guard yourself, my beloved. Guard your mind, my beloved. Guard your home. This is your home. The physical place that you live, yes, that is your home. Guard the earth that you are living upon, the planet you are living upon. Have the deep respect for all of the others living here, but protect that which you are wishing to do. You need to have, it's fine to have boundaries. It's fine to have barriers. You are part of this. Yes, you are part of this. But it is fine. It is good to say, thank you. I'll be right with you. I'm going to go meditate now. I'll see you in 10 minutes. I'll see you in 30 minutes. I'll be back tomorrow. The spiritual path is not about sitting down and letting others walk over your equanimity or your peace, or stamping their feet in their emotionality of their minds. It is about you gaining the strength to know, yes, this is important to me. It is important to me. It is a priority to me. And I can thus say, thank you. If you let me go meditate, I'll be nicer when I come out. I'll be happy to do whatever you want. Your children come knocking on the door. No. Dad's meditating. Mom's meditating. Unless it's an emergency, it has to wait. For you must see and know your priorities. Don't put the whole world first and yourself last. Kriyanandaji always said it like this: you must deposit the dollar first before you pay all the other bills. Put the dollar in your savings account. Put the energy first where it's needed, and then give to the others. And so let us do that this morning. The path of Kriya Yoga, these traditions are so wonderful. They really help us to see with such great clarity that you and I, we each have the capacity to find what we're seeking in our lives. And it's so wonderful. You're not dependent upon someone else to change this. You're dependent upon yourself. You need help. No doubt about that. We all need help. But I'm the one. You're the one for you, as I am for me. It has the capacity to turn inward and ascend upward. Namaste. 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 Focus your attention at the sun center, the point between your eyes. And turn your head to the left, exhaling twice. Sit with your spine erect and the hands on the thighs in the Om Mudra. The index finger and the thumb together and the other three fingers pointed towards the center. Pulling the energy from the limbs of the body, the trunk of the body, the space of the spinal column. Do this with the sipping breath. Taking a long, deep sipping breath, pull the energy from the base of the spinal column up to the sun center. Move that energy as a golden ball of light in front of you and sweep around to the left, behind you, in front of you, encase your being in a golden light. And do this 2 more times. Expand that golden light. And now ascend as high as you are able. Ascend to the highest place above the earth, Ascend to your highest meditation place. And find yourself seated in meditation. In the center of the grove of meditation, you see with your third eye the sacred fire of Kriya, the flame of Kriya burning, lit, lighting your meditation. Eternal light of Kriya, eternal Jyoti. And you hear from the distance and you join in the chant. You hear 12 times. Ram. And with each chant, the fire is fed. Ram. 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 As you see the flame of Kriya in front of you, be aware of the flame that within your sun center, the flame of Kriya, your Ajna chakra. The two flames mirror each other and light up your meditation place. The brilliant light, the Kriya, Om Shri Lakshmi Swaha. 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 And the beautiful light of Lakshmi, the beautiful symbol of the divine love, joins with the fire of Ram. Ram Lakshmi, 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 Ram Lakshmi. In your mind's eye, see the light of Kriya, the flame of Kriya, shining brightly, and feel that flame in the high place reach towards thee. Feel the flame of Kriya within thee merge with the universal flame. Thou art that. Om Ram Lakshmi Swaha. Om Ram Lakshmi Swaha. Om Ram Lakshmi Swaha. The shore of love surrounds every cell of your being. The shore of love, the consciousness of love is within you. The energy to sweep clear the cobwebs of the mind is within you. Use this spiritual tapas. Use your energy to seek that which will bring you the highest good to your life at this moment. Om Shri Lakshmi Swaha. Om Shri Lakshmi Swaha. Om Shri Lakshmi Swaha. Om Shri Lakshmi Swaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel your Ishtadevata, feel the divine pour forth its energy upon thee. Feel life pour forth its blessings upon thee at this moment. Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. May every cell of your being radiate with the light of Kriya, the light which thou art. May thou see the light within thy being. May thou see the light within all. Om Ram Lakshmi Svaha. Om Ram Lakshmi Svaha. Om Ram Lakshmi Svaha. May the light dissolve the darkness of the shadow, allowing you to transform your consciousness, to see that which needs to be seen, to see that which is in with the shadow, to see that which is within the shadow, and transform and revivify and heal every cell of thy being. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And as you are ready, return from your meditation. Namaste. I thank you as always for the blessing of your presence, for your Yoga City, for your sharing your spiritual energies. It is most meaningful to share this time with you. It makes a difference to all of us. Namaste. Namaskar.